Hi everyone, it's Wintergore here and welcome to my top 10 things to do in the Battlefield Hardline beta. In at number 1 we have the aggressive recon. Anyone that's fans of Bad Company 2 will know what I mean by this. It is basically where you play the recon class using things like bolt action, sniper rifles, and you go full on aggression mode, up close and personal with the enemy team, and you're trying to get all of those really cool like kill streaks where you're quickscoping people at really close ranges, trying to be really accurate with the class and make sure you always get the headshot so that you can one-shot people. The quickscoping in this is a lot faster than it was in Battlefield 4, so I believe that this is really viable for anybody that's like really precise in the game, really wants to try out using things like the R700 sniper rifle with magnum ammo, which allows you to deal extra damage to vehicles, and wants to try like getting closer to people using things like the R700 with the Tech 9 submachine gun and laser tripmines to be really aggressive and have a really aggressive playstyle as a sniper. So the second point is to become a stunt driver. You can pick the stunt driver for your gadgets, which allows you to use nitros in the vehicles. This gives you more control over how you drive. You can also use the handbrake turn and the nitros to perform drifts around corners and things like that, which for the hotwire mode allow you to turn corners and keep that momentum up, which is vital to ensure that you can constantly get those capture points. In the hotwire mode you have to maintain a top speed, which is indicated by the capture bar which fills up, in order to start racking up points.
Bike behind us. Put the brakes on.
Riding shotgun and doing drive-by kills. This will be really fun to do in the beta. I actually had a lot of fun doing it in the previous iteration of the beta with Mashed 8. We were using shotguns from the side of our cars and our bikes and things like that, and we were mowing down people as we drove past them. If I'd missed someone, he'd roadkill them instead, so it's a lot of fun to do that. Driving around, you really feel like you get this whole kind of like gangster drive-by feel from the game, which is really cool to have. So using things like shotguns and C4 I found work really well. Even the light machine guns work really well because you don't have to worry so much about your accuracy, you just lay down fire on people that you're heading towards. Throwing C4 behind you, using the minimap to then check it, and then just detonate the C4 as they go over it. For number 4, exploring the map, using the zip lines and grappling hook, finding out where you can get to, what the fastest routes are through the map. The fifth point is to lay traps. Laying traps using things like the sabotage device, which you can plant on vehicles, and it's then activated whenever somebody gets in it. And also when people get into using things like the radio, you can trap them, lay traps on doors, things like that. When people interact with these, they'll detonate the sabotage device, and it's a really fun way to get kills on people and also to frustrate the enemy team. You can use C4 in the traditional way to lay booby traps for people, as well as laser tripmines, which you can then shoot with the sniper rifle. So it means that the sniper class still has a viable way of taking out people in cars. Not many people are spotting the road ahead of them when you're driving around so fast, so it's a good way to get the drop on enemy players and take out those objectives in modes like Hotwire. In number 6 we have melee kills. So using the 3 different types of melee weapons, the knife's like a fast stabby knife. You can use the baton to subdue people. The sledgehammer has a really slow swing time, but it is a one-hit kill. You can also use it to take down doors. And also, number 7, the huge like gas tanker that drives around the map and is also one of the objective points in Hotwire mode, does an absolutely massive explosion and completely decimates everything in the area around it. It's always really thrilling to be driving in it and to riding shotgun. You know, like the slightest thing could trigger and the whole thing would blow up and take out like the whole block. Number 8, we have Crank Up the Volume. So there's some awesome music that's been added into the game, like the whoop whoop sound of the police song. All the guns sound really meaty in this game. They sound like they have a lot of heart put into them. They're dealing the damage they should be, like they're packing a punch. It's all really cool to listen to, as well as like all of the audio sounds for like the environment and things like that are all really nice to hear, like the sandstorm blowing in. When you're playing it on your own, crank up the volume and like really get immersed in that. You'll find that you jump at things when someone suddenly surprises you, screaming like a random curse at you and stabbing you in the chest, like those type of things, or you'll turn around at the last second to see a sledgehammer coming down on your head. That happened to me and I completely pooped myself at that time. Like that was so like surprising to me. I didn't expect the dude to be there, let alone swinging a massive sledgehammer down on my skull. So make sure you turn up the volume and try out, listen to like what they've put into the game. I'd love to know if you guys think the music and the sounds and the audio could be any better, or if you think that it's really immersive. Number 9, we have LEVOLUTION. There's lots of LEVOLUTION added into the game in the form of things like the chandeliers and the bank map. You can shoot them, they'll fall down and kill people. Part of the road on the overpass, like the highway, to bring that down and like crush people that are near it, or use it as an alternative to get up onto the level to a different part of it. You can also use like the explosives that are littered around, like I mentioned on the desert map. There's explosives that are kind of littered around over there, and there's also all the things that can interact with that you'd expect, like fire extinguishers and things like that. And number 10, our last point, is to use the taser. I have a lot of fun using that. My personal favourite is to tase someone on the ground, then get the sledgehammer. My mind's telling me that I should be interrogating them, but my body's like, crush his skull with a sledgehammer. And obviously the sledgehammer the majority of the time wins for me, because I just want to see this guy's brain splattered everywhere on the sidewalk. But yeah, that's my top 10 things to do in the Battlefield Hardline beta. If you have your own suggestions for things that you find extremely fun to do in the beta, or like the cool things that people should try out, make sure to leave them below as a comment. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to share it with your friends, and even subscribe if you feel that you'd like to see more from me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.